Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial of the e-commerce platform that I have been making for you guys. So as you can see, we have this e-commerce platform that is hosted on Netlify, and we are building this e-commerce platform from scratch. So we have this playlist to see all the tutorials in this series. So far we have built let me run the code till now. Currently I am in this branch. So in the last video of the front-end tutorial, we have built the sign up and sign in features for the front end. As you can see it from here. So we have the sign up and sign in pages, and you can see that sign in is working. So far we have built the home page where you can see all the top categories, all the top products, and you can go to the detail of the home page, or detail of the category page. For example, maybe this one has some product, yes. And then you can go to the product detail page. So we have built it till now. So as you can see in the production, we have some more features, like we have a feature to add it to the cart, add it to the wish list, so the cart, and you can also see the cart items here. So we'll build it step by step. So today, in the last video, we have built the sign up and sign in page, and now today we'll implement the add to wish list feature, and then if we have some more time, then I will also implement the logout feature in this app. So as you can see, I have also made the backend video tutorial for the wish list. I will upload it maybe today or tomorrow. So if you want to watch the backend for the wish list, you can also watch that. Now let me also introduce you to the backend APIs, which is hosted on Heroku. So to summarize, our backend is made of Java and Spring Boot, and our front end is made of Vue.js. As you can see, all the APIs for the backend is here. So today we'll integrate the wishlist APIs, which has like add to wishlist, where you can pass one product ID and the user token, and it will save the wishlist item to the user, and you can also pass the token and get all items in the wish list. So to show you one demo, in the production I already have some wishlist items in my wishlist page, as you can see. So if I show you the API call, so as you can see, we have the token that is for cart, and this is for wish list, and you can see all the wish list here. Let me also show you this in the API. So if I pass this token in the get API, then I will see that we have the list of all the products that are added in my wish list. As you can see the first is wash me 800 gram, and you can see it was 800 grams. You have the second item, which is decoration, and you can see the second item as decoration. So far so like that. Now let me add one more item in the wish list and see that it is working. So let's add the Lenovo one. So let's add it to the wish list. And as you can see, the message has changed to added to wish list, and we have called this add API in the wish list. And now if you go to the wishlist page, you will see that our Lenovo one is showing, and you can also see if you hit it once again, you can see the Lenovo one is coming at the top. So this backend part tutorial, you can see it in the video that will upload soon, and that will be added in the playlist. So let's now focus on the front end. Let's display the button of the wishlist, and we'll also create the wishlist page. So let's do it step by step. So now you can, if you haven't watched the previous videos, you can watch it, or you can, if you want, you can follow along with me from this authentication branch. So I will save my changes in a new branch, YouTube and wishlist. Alright, so after I finish the tutorial, I will push my code into this branch, and you can check the final code. And in the backend tutorial, I also give you one assignment, so where you have to implement the delete feature for the wishlist, and also integrate that delete feature of the wishlist in the front end. So you can add the option here, delete from the wishlist. So it's up to you. You can send me a PR from this branch. So I strongly recommend you to implement that, because that's how you will learn in the real life. Just watching the videos won't help you, but when you do it by yourself, then only you will learn. So send me the PR and I will review it, and if it is good, I will also merge it to my code base, and we can and your code will be there in my code base. So go ahead guys and implement that. So let's now start coding. So first we'll add one button here that will be add to wishlist. So let's go to the product and show details for a component. So it is all the product details are displayed here. So let's now display the wishlist button here. So after the features div, we'll implement the button of wishlist. Let's give it an ID. And let's give it a class button mr3 margin right 3, some space, some padding in the y. We don't need any padding in the y, so let's edit this one. And let's add to wishlist. So let's see. As you can see the button add to wish list. And now let's little bit style it a little bit. So wish list button. Let's give some background color. B9, B9, B9. Yeah. Okay. So now when you click the wishlist button, we should call the API. As you can see in the here, where you have to pass the ID of the product and the token. We don't need to pass the description and everything else, so it's fine just to add this one. And when we added the wish list, added the item in the wish list, so you have to change the string to add it to the wish list, right? So let's now do that. So let's now make it a variable. This add to wish list string. So let's make it a variable so that when we added the item in the wish list, we change this text. So let's make it wish list string. And initially let's make it add to wish list. And we can display it like wishlist string. All right, and here in the button we'll have a click function. Let's make it add to wish list. So let's define the method here. Okay, so here we have to pass the product ID, right? So let's also pass the product ID from here. Actually, we don't need to pass the product ID, so you can all just pass this ID, that's enough. So this ID is the product ID, so you don't need to pass it. What we need to do is we need to get the token. So if you remember in the sign in page, we set the token. No, we didn't save the token in the sign in page. So first we need to save the token. So once we get the token, once we sign in, we need to also save the token, right? So we didn't do it that time. So let's first save the token. So when you sign in, we will get a response, and we have to save it in the local storage. local storage dot set item and token will be res dot result dot data dot token. So first let's test it and see if it's working or not. So let's go to the inspect, and if you go to the memory, no, let's go to the application and local storage. So let's clear everything, and now let's go to the sign in page. So we have admin.gmail and admin. So let's now try to save the token in the local storage. So let's click continue. You didn't save it, so let's try once again. Maybe you didn't refresh the page enough, so let's once more do it. And yeah, so now you can see that token is saved here. So the token is saved in the local storage. Now we can also retrieve this token, and you can use this token to send data in the wishlist page, right? And when you log out, we have to also remove the token. So let's do it one by one. So when you click that to the wish list, we need to send the token. So let's go to the Storytel page, and here let's retrieve the token. Local storage dot get item and token. So we have the token. And so now when we come here, so first we should check the token. If the token is not valid, then we just return that. We can show a error message that the token doesn't exist. So for that, so if not this dot token, user is not logged in, so some error, and here add item to wish list. So we can import the swirl sweet alert, and so here we can show some message that swirl message will be please log in to add item in wishlist, and icon will be error. And we have to also return. Alright, so let's just check the syntax of the sweet alert text and icon. So it should be text, alright. So now let's try it again. So let's delete the token and let's refresh the page, and let's try to add it to the wish list. So let's refresh it once, and and let's try to add it in the wish list. And you can see that please log in to add item in the wish list. Okay, but now if we log in, our token will be valid, so we should be able to add item in the, we should not see the error as of now. So let's try to add it now, and you'll see that nothing's happening. So our error case is handled. Now we have to add it in the wish list. So for that, we can use Axios. So let's also import Axios. So we have the base URL ready. So it will be base URL slash base URL and wishlist and add, and you have to pass the token will be this the token, and you have to pass a request body which will be ID will be this dot product dot ID. So we have the product and we have the product ID, right? So we have the product ID. Base URL is defined, right? So it should be this dot base URL. All right, so wishlist, add token, and you can see the API also from here. So we have wishlist add, and we pass the token as the request parameter. So now this should work, I think. So let's try it. And in the network tab, we can see the network call that we are making. So let's add to the wish list. We got some error. Oh, it's wish list. So silly mistake. It should be wish list. So that's how you can debug it. So let's now clear it again and let's call it. And we got the error to 0. So we got the response to 01. So now we can check. Then response if response dot status equal to 201, because we are sending HTTP created one. So we'll make the message this dot is added to wish list. No, we'll just make this string as added to wish list. That's it. And if you get some error, we'll console it. error, an error. All right, so that's it, I think, for the wishlist adding. And now we will create one page. So let's try to add one more item in the wish list. So you see that we have the message added to wish list now. If you want, you can also integrate one swell, like a message, a success response. I think let's implement that. That looks nicer. So you can also add success, and you can just make it add it to wish list. So let's add one more item, MotoG, and add to wish list, and you can see added to wish list. So it's all fine. So now we'll implement one more drop down that will be, no, you can just implement it in the account section. In the accounts, we'll implement one more drop down for wish list, and we'll create the wishlist page, as you can see here. As you can see, with all the new items are added. So we'll just make this page into our app. So let's do that. So we'll make a page in the product directory. It will be wishlist. Wishlist.view. Let's make it a template, and let's add some script. And the template, let's make it a container class. Div container and div.row, and div dot column 12, and text center, and h4 dot some get some padding, your wish list. So let's now register it in the router. So it will be just wish list. And let's give it a name. Now let's import the component. So let's import it. So like this, you can also import. from views, product, wishlist, and let's in the category, so in the nav bar, let's add it as option. So after sign up, sign in, we can also add one more option of wishlist. Like this, wishlist, and it should go to the wishlist. In the router, you go to this page, wishlist. So in the nav bar, let's go to the wishlist component. So let's see, let's refresh the page, and you can see that we have a wishlist item appeared in the menu, and when you click it, we go to the wishlist page. Okay, all good now. So let's now display the wishlist. So we'll first fetch the API and then display it. So let's do that. Let's close everything else and only keep the wishlist page open. So let's have the mounted section. And here get the token, like we got the token for the so details. We can also get the token like this. So let's copy and paste it. We got the token, and let's display data section. So let's first make it null. What is the problem? Mounted will be, I think, just this. All right, so we got the token, we got the data, and we'll have some methods filled. And here we will have one method that will be fetch wishlist. Fetch wishlist. It will fetch all the wishlist for the user. So you can make axios dot get, and we have to also import the props like we did it for here. Just base URL. So below data, we just display the prop base URL. So we got this dot base URL and wishlist, and you have to pass the token. In the here we have to pass the token like something. If you see the inspect element, we can see in the network tab, when you got the wishlist page, when you refresh it, we got wishlist / token. You can send it like this. So you can just pass this dot token, and we got some response. we can make it data, and we can make products, which will be first null, and once we get some data, it will be this dot products will be data dot data. It will be wrapped in the data field, and if we get some error, we'll catch it like we did it for this. We can just catch it like this, copy and paste it. Alright, so let's display the products and see if we are getting the right way or not. So in the div, we can also make one more row. The div is this. So now display product, so div dot row, and let's display the products here first, and let's see if the API is working or not. So let's go to inspect console, and let's refresh this page. We got some, no, it didn't happen. So you have to also call this method fetch wishlist in the mounted section to trigger it. So this dot fetch wishlist, and you can see now that we have all the wishlist. So what we can do, we can just call the product box component to display it. So we have used the product box component for displaying the products here. We can use the same component to display the wish list. That will make our life very easy. So that will be also quite easy. So we just import the component. So maybe it will be auto imported. So div for product in products of products, and key will be product.id, and you can call the product was component. And you can pass the product, and that's it. I think we should be there, right? Oh, it should be just product box, because it is not part of the product, it's outside, so it just call it by product box. Now it should be working fine, and you can see the products here. Now we just have to clean it up and display it in a nice way. So just give some class column md6, you know the drill. We have to we are displaying 6 in the mid screen, and in the large you can display 4 rows. and by default it will take 12, and we give some padding and justify content around and deflex. So we'll have some deflex, so it will occupy it in the right way. So now you can see it's working fine. It is now displaying other items in a nice way. So to summarize, column MD6 means for the small row, like if you can see that we have, for the large screen we have 4, and for the medium screen we have 2 in a row, and for small screen we have 1. So it is fully responsive, which is amazing. Alright, so we want to implement one more thing, that will be to implement the sign out feature. So when you're logged in, we'll just have the sign out, and you can also display the admin like link here. So let's fix that. So let's go to the navbar. Let's display the wish list only if we have the token, and only display the sign up sign in if we don't have the token, right? So what you can do is if not token, and also sign in if not token, and display the wish list only if we have the token, and we will display one sign out method if we have the token. So we can make a class drop down menu, and it will be if we have the token, then only we will log out. So it will be href this, and on click we'll trigger a function sign out. So let's now declare this function, and let's call it sign out, and okay. So now let's, in the script section, let's declare a method sign out, and here we'll just delete the token. So what we'll do is we will local storage dot remove item, and it will use token, and we will also make this dot token equal to null. So let's now test it. So we have the, let's see if we have the token or not. So we have the token, right? So we should first we have to retrieve the token in the mounted section to check if we have the token or not. So we can make this dot token will be local storage dot get item, and it will be token. And you can also make a method here, data section, and return this dot token will be null initially. We don't have to have this. We can just declare as token, and we can give a comma here. So let's now refresh it. So we have the token. So first we'll retrieve the token. So in the wanted section, first we get the token, and if we have the token, then we display the sign out method. Oh, I got it. So the mounted should be not here inside, it should be outside the method section. Yeah, silly mistake. I need to, yeah, it's very bit confusing for the Vue.js. So now it should be working fine. So now you can see the wish list, and you can also, it should be up down, not menu, but item. So now you should see the sign out also here. So let's now try to sign out, and you will see our token is deleted, and you should be able to see the sign up and sign in. So let's sign in, and when you sign in, now you should be able to see, oh, it's a little bit tricky, and we can see that it is sign out. But when we are, so we have one more bug, like when you sign in, then we should be able to see, not see this thing again. If we refresh the page, it's working. So what we can do is, we can, when we sign in, we have to refresh it a little bit. So yeah, we'll figure this out, this bug later. If you want to fix this, you can also send me a PR. We are running out of time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So we have implemented, to summarize, we have created these two menu items in the accounts, wishlist and sign out. Now we can see all the wishlist item. We can also add the item in the wishlist. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and in the next video we are going to build the shopping cart that you can see from here, and adding item in the cart, deleting item in the cart. So stay tuned. I hope you guys like the video, and please like and subscribe my channel if you like the video, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.